Navin, lovely to have you with us here on the programme. What exactly is behind this particular ice melt?
So, as we were hearing already, that it is the temperature rise, the prime culprit, and then of course it's not just Swiss Alps or only the Alps. For example, we had this report quite recently that around 50% of glaciers they would disappear even when we are able to limit the global average temperature rise to 1.5 Celsius. And then, if by current scenario, if it goes to 2.73 degrees Celsius, then 68%, which means, in Central Europe, Western Canada, and the US, almost no glaciers left. That kind of prediction we are. And then just another study, by the way, UNESCO said, there are many glaciers in World Heritage Sites, including the Everest Khumbu Glacier, for instance, and they warned that by 2050, one third of those iconic glaciers will be lost. So yes, it's a broad picture, and global warming, of course, is the prime culprit here.
Yeah, so it's been described as catastrophic. You've given us a picture of other glaciers around the world that are being affected as well. Why does all this matter?
So basically, you see, we have been reporting this and we've been hearing this that mainly the glaciers are the lifelines to downstream settlement. For example, water resources, drinking water, irrigation, hydropower, navigation, even. But then it is, and also then we talk about, glacial lakes. If they get rapidly filled up, then they burst out and then they cause damages. But then now, what we are also seeing, and there have been studies that when glaciers go, then they destabilize the entire geography. And as a result, what happens is you see more avalanches, more rock falls. In fact, in some places, entire mountain sites come down, causing damages. And then, of course, we also know about this rapid sea level rise. And quickly, when the sea level, as you know, sea water is salty, right? And glacier water is fresh water. That combination is disturbing. In many places, scientists are finding that when fresh water takes the place of salt water, there are lots of disturbances, including in marine species and even in the weather patterns.
Now, in terms of Switzerland itself, I mean, those glaciers are a source of water for the country. Away from the borders as well, will that loss impact its neighbours?
You're right. So, it has transboundary issues. So there are many mountain ridges in the world from where rivers originate and they run down. For example, let's talk about the Himalayas. So you see, there are several river systems that kind of flow into, for example, Nepal, then into India, then into Bangladesh. Talk about Tibet, for example. There are so many rivers that flow into, say, for example, into Thailand, Cambodia, even until Vietnam before they go to the sea. Same in Myanmar or elsewhere in Latin America. So yes, these are transboundary rivers. So if the glaciers are melting, then it's not just a headache for that country. It is also an issue for downstream countries, many more.
Okay, can it be slowed down? What do we know about that? Or can it be stopped now then? Is it too late?
Well, the thing is, you see, what we are being told repeatedly is that you will have to arrest the prime culprit, which is the greenhouse gas emissions, because that temperature will have to be contained. And that is the quest. Now, the thing is, in some places, there are individual, anecdotal efforts. For example, in China, in some places, they are trying to cover some glaciers with foils. And then in some parts, let's say in northern India, which was kind of replicated in some parts of the Andes, they built, ice stupas out of those, whatever is left, so that those stupas keep on supplying water during summer. But these are anecdotal things, you see. The whole thing is, are we able to arrest the prime culprit? That is the biggest question now.
Okay, yeah, that is the question. Hopefully we'll get to an answer. But Navin Singh Khadka, thank you very much.